Hello everyone and welcome to Serendipity in Quarantine. Today we are going to see the second part of the political parties video. So now this video is most important considering the prelims point of view. So pay attention. So there are different types of parties in our country. As we know that we follow multi-party system. So not all parties are recognized as the most serious contenders. So what are the different types? First one are our national parties. We know that we follow the federal system in democracy, and there are two types of parties: national parties and state parties. So the national parties are these parties which uh, which unites in various states, but by large all these unite follow the same policies and programs and strategies that are decided at national level. So every party in a country has to be registered with the election commission. So there are but some parties who get special facilities and to large and established parties. For example, they get a unique symbol which is provided to the official candidate of that party, who can use it as an election symbol. So these parties are known as the recognized political parties. So Election Commission of India has given some criteria, for example, how much proportion of the votes they should have, or how much seats this party should get in order to be as a recognized party. So the first criteria is regarding the state party. That is, remember this, the party that secures at least 6% of the total votes in an election to the legislative assembly of the state, and it wins at least 2 seats in the state, is known as the state party. And for national party, the party that secures at least 6% of the total votes in Lok Sabha election or in assembly elections of at least 4 states and wins at least 4 seats in Lok Sabha is recognized as national party. So this is important considering multiple choice questions. So as of now, we have total 7 recognized national parties. So we'll be saying each party in brief. So the first one is All India Trinamool Congress. So it was formed in January 1998 by the leader Mamata Banerjee, and it got recognized as national party in 2016. So this was the recent party added into national party list. So this party has symbol of flowers and grass. It is committed to secularism and federalism. It has been in power in West Bengal since 2011. So the next party is Bahujan Samaj Party, having symbol of an elephant. It was formed under leadership of Kanshiram in 1984. So it tries to represent people from Bahujan Samaj, that includes Dalits, Adivasis, OBCs and religious minorities. It also takes inspiration from teachings and ideas of Shahu Maharaj, Mahatma Phule, Periyar Ramaswamy Naikar and Babasaheb Ambedkar. So then the next party is Bharatiya Janata Party, that is BJP, which was founded in 1980 by and it was revived, which was first existing like as Bharatiya Jana Sangha, formed by Shyam Prasad Mukherjee in 1951. So it draws its support from inspiration from the India's ancient culture and values, and also Deen Dayal Upadhyay's idea of integral humanism and Antyodaya. It also supports cultural nationalism or Hindutva. So there were some policies which BJP follows, like they wanted to have full territorial and political integration of Jammu and Kashmir with India, which they recently achieved by abolishing the Article 370 and so on. So these in 1998, so these all parties having similar views to BJP came under the national alliance called National Democratic Alliance (NDA), and in 2019 this party was the largest party to win the seats in Lok Sabha. Then comes Communist Party of India, that is CPI. It was formed in 1925. It believes in Marxism and Leninism, also secularism, democracy. It opposed to the forces of secessionism and communalism. It supports parliamentary democracy, and Later on in 1960 form, there was split in this party, and the new party was formed called CPI-M, that is CPI Marxist Party. So this CPI Marxist Party believes in Marxism and Leninism. It supports secularism uh, and also socialism, then democracy, and oppose imperialism. It was it had strong support in West Bengal, Kerala, and Tripura. Then there comes Indian National Congress. It is the oldest party, which was founded in 1985. Excuse me, 1885, and after independence, only this party had the major role in democracy. Under leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, the party built modern secular democracy in our country, and it is the centrist party. That means it is neither rightist or nor leftist, and its ideological orientation, it supports secularism, welfare of weaker sections and minorities. And in the last, it is Nationalist Congress Party, that is NCP. It was formed in 1999 following the split in Congress Party. So it supports democracy, Gandhian secularism, equity, social justice and federalism. And major part of in Maharashtra has support of this party. So these were the all national parties. Then we will see what are the state parties. So there are many state parties which play important role in state assembly elections. So these, for example, parties like Samajwadi Party, Rashtriya Janata Dal, they also have importance at national level. So these happened after the political party got evolved throughout the years. So for example, in 2014 there was no national party who had total majority in Lok Sabha. So hence there comes the role of the state parties which form the alliance to make a government, and having presence of multiple state parties provided representation of at the national platform like Rajya Sabha of various state parties. So this strengthened federalism and democracy. So this is the map of our country, and here in the book they have mentioned various state parties. So these are not important considering the examination. Okay. So now we'll be saying what are the challenges to the political parties. So for example, in our country we see these challenges like lack of internal democracy. Though parties play important role in democracy, there should also be democracy within the party. It means that the parties should keep their members registered. They should organize regular interval meetings. Then they should conduct internal elections so that everyone will be represented and everyone will have equal opportunity to represent the party. But these are usually not followed, and usually those our leader have more power in the parties, and other supporters or the members of the party are just for the namesake. Then the second challenge which they face is dynastic succession. It is also related to the first challenge. So what happens is usually the family of the leaders or their close friends get chances to achieve the highest position in those parties. So this is also bad for democracy, as it shows nepotism and other types of discrimination against ordinary members of the party. Then the second challenge is about growing role of money and muscle powers in party. So especially there are some parties who focus only on winning the elections. So they tend to nominate those candidates who have the rising role in case of having money, and they are the rich people. So the companies have very less power. So then there is also the last problem, that is these parties don't offer meaningful choice to the voters. So they decline the ideological differences among parties and most part of the world. So today it is the case that most of the parties have similar kind of orientation, and so there is no clear choice for voters to select the parties from. So these were the issues which parties face. So now how much reforms we need to make so that this party system will be more and more efficient. So recently we saw some reforms. For example, in case of constitutional amendment, there was amendment so that not large number of MPs can defect from the their elected party. So these are called anti-defection law and Schedule 10 amendment. Then there was changes like, for example, Supreme Court passed an order to reduce influence of money and criminals. So now it is mandatory that all candidates who are to elect the election should report their property and criminal cases pending against them, and they should make this affidavit public to all the voters so that voters can take the correct decision. Then also Election Commission passed on order to make necessary for political parties to hold their organizational election and file income tax return. So these were the changes, and there are some also suggestions like parties should make 1/3 of their seats reserved for women candidates so that women will be having more representation. Then also there should be state funding for this election so that the uh, corruption can be reduced. So this is how we'll be ending this chapter. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching Serendipity in Quarantine. All the best for everyone. Thank you.